In this video, a Reddit user shared their story and asked, "Am I the asshole for asking my upstairs neighbor not to wake us up with loud sex in the middle of the night? I've been woken up several times a week, sometimes keeping me up for hours. Their bed creaks, bangs against the floor, and they moan loudly." I wrote a note asking them to try to keep it down when doing it in the middle of the night. I'm a student and work early. She said she would tighten the bed screws, but that because we live in an old building we're gonna hear neighbors from time to time. I've lived in old apartments before and know this. However, I also feel that means trying to respect the complex's quiet times, from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. on weekdays. I don't mind noise outside of these times, but being woken up on a regular basis is a complete lack of respect, and a clear violation of the rules. I've since been woken up many times, even multiple times in a night. I wrote again saying it's still a problem, and I really don't like to be that neighbor that complains all the time, but I have to sleep. I also tried to speak to her, but she was dismissive and said it wasn't her. I went into the hallway the next time I was woken up, to see if I was mistaken, even though it seemed obvious it was coming from directly above me. I could hear them as soon as I opened my door and barely needed to walk up the stairs to be sure it was her. I'm impressed no one else has complained. I wrote a note again saying I was now sure that it's her, and that if they didn't stop, I would contact the board that runs the building so we could find a solution together. She responded she felt surveillanced and that her sex life has nothing to do with me and is none of my business. I agree, but she's the one making it my business by being so loud. She also said that going out into the hallway to check was too far and she now feels uncomfortable in her own place. I understand, but felt the need to check if I was in the wrong, and of course don't want to falsely accuse her. We both contacted the board, who responded in a shared email that it's a difficult situation because it has to do with such important things as sleep and sex, and to my surprise, didn't tell them to keep it down. While I agree both are important, sleep is a necessity. Your studying and work won't be ruined by not having loud sex. I'm not stopping them from having sex, just want them to consider others. Since the email, it seemed like they were trying to be quiet. I've not been woken up nearly as much. Until last night when I was woken up at 2 a.m. by them again. I was almost back asleep when they started again at 3 a.m. After this it sounded like they were dragging furniture across the floor, and it's clear they're not even trying to be quiet. I don't know what to say or do, as I feel they just don't care. I feel like the board doesn't want to tell them to be quiet because of the activity making it awkward. But if I was having loud conversations and stomping on the floor at night to the point of waking up neighbors multiple times, I don't feel they would have the same response, and they would tell me to be quiet. The only difference is the source of the noise. Am I the asshole?